Greetings and welcome everybody to the Beers and Body Slams podcast. Sitting across from me is a man who makes Lando Calrissian go, damn, you're almost as smooth as some Schlitz malt liquor. Good old JB.
Sitting to my left, he is the prize in all your Cracker Jack boxes, Mr. Fluffy.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah, most of the prizes are fake tattoos.
And sitting across from me,
Oh, here it comes.
oh, come on.
Go ahead.
Sitting across from me, he's the man that Heath Slater knocked off the toilet.
He's got kids.
Irish.
He's got kids. We've got a great show. We're back to full strength. We're back, everybody. Very excited. Got a lot to cover this week. And it's a special occasion because we've got a Funky Buddha beer, and I'm very excited. I cannot wait to get into that and so much more. We come right back.
This is the Beers and Body Slams podcast
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
with your host, Mr. Fluffy,
Hello, ladies.
good old JB,
Booty-O's! They make sure you ain't booty.
and the Irish O'Leary.
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. A-A-W-S-T!
This is the only podcast bringing you craft beer and pro wrestling that really matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, E-Generation X proudly brings to you its WWF Tag Team Champion of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the new.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, I spoiled it. Which Funky are we drinking, buddy?
We are drinking one of their signature beers. We are drinking the 2018 edition of Maple Bacon Coffee Porter.
Hell yeah, we are.
So this is a beer they only release once a year. They have now developed into a couple other flavors that they use off of barrel aging, but this is still the base for a lot that they do.
It's so good.
They release it once a year in a festival, and then a few bottles will happen to float out. My brother's picked up a few up in Massachusetts.
Really?
Yep.
Far north now.
Yeah, one of the guy who runs the liquor store he goes to buys them from a wholesaler and sells them there. So
Wow.
you can find it places in Florida. It should be in the stores now if it's out.
This beer is so good. After you drink it, you want to smoke a cigarette. It's so good.
Yeah, this year's edition is a little bit different. Every year I've noticed there's been fluctuations of flavor. Last year I thought it was good, but it was a little sweet comparatively.
Yeah.
This year's is more smoky, and I think you can taste that. You taste more of the bakiness in it, it's less of the maple sweetness.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, part of it is I'm a little messed up because you were doing vanilla something coffee. So all day long, we're sitting there in the kitchen. I'm like, I'm smelling maple. So my smell is weird right now, but man, this taste is
You
smooth. It's so good.
What I love about Funky is they know how to layer flavors.
Yeah.
It's not muddled in any way. You taste smoke.
You get what they
taste
advertise.
Maple. You taste coffee.
Yeah.
It's not like some beers when they do that where you get sort of hints of each of them and they're so mixed together you don't
It's
taste
not
them.
very pronounced, though.
Yeah, they know how to layer
Yeah.
flavors in their stuff.
Yeah. What was that smoke beer we had not too long ago? There's like all we could taste was smoke.
Yeah, I forget that.
This is
one.
not
I
that.
don't think I was here for that one.
It was brutal. Yeah, I think you were
Was
a couple months ago. Yeah.
The pulled porter, the dank tank, the pulled porter.
Dank tank pulled porter.
Yeah, that was
I looked that up. I
that
don't know.
was
I don't remember.
smoky as a hell.
Yeah, this is just if you're looking to kind of stretch your legs a little bit and you like porters and you like unique porters, this is a great beer to get into because it's just loaded with flavor.
Yeah.
It's layers, it's complex, but
It's not heavy, though.
No, it's not. It's good.
It's really smooth for porter.
It'll sneak up on you though.
Yeah, and
I'll warn you about that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's 6.5%.
I'll take
It's not
it.
too bad. It's better. It's better in a sifter. It's a really good beer that if you pour it and you hold it for a little bit, as it warms up, you get different layers and flavors out of it. I've noticed that. It's just an amazing beer, and every year when it comes out, I have to run and get some, and because it's just. And I've got ones I've got one left over from 17. I had some 16 until I finished it. But I'll have at least one more bottle of this to sit on for a while. But it's amazing beer, and it's sad it comes out once a year, but they do it for a reason. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is the one that turned me on to beer, man. This is the one you gave to me, and I was like, oh.
This was the first Funky Buddha one I had, was this one, actually. So this started it all for me.
Yeah, I think that, and it's a good point. I think this is the kind of beer, if you have that person that goes, oh, beer, and not necessarily a person that doesn't like craft beer, that person that goes, oh,
all beer tastes the
all
same.
beer tastes the same.
Yeah.
Beer's gross. I don't like beer. And you have those people like, oh, I don't drink beer. Beer's gross. And you give them this and go, here, try this.
Yeah, and well, I've got a couple friends, and you know one of them who will not drink beer.
Yeah,
and that's just because they're just a snob. But the flavor complexity, wine drinkers can do that as well. They've got the complex flavors and all that. This is the same thing to me. It just happens to be beer.
Yeah.
It's a different type of alcohol.
Exactly.
All right, so we were off last week. We had some stuff going on.
We're off every week.
I was on a cruise, sailing my way towards oblivion. Lots of tequila, lots of beer. When you have a cruise ship that has a pub on it, and there's about 5 beers that you get to check into on the ship. Yeah, I got to check in the middle of the ocean. One of my check-ins on Untapped literally saes middle of the ocean.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah,
I love that. That was a good one. So we missed the Rumble. We got to see it, but we didn't get to talk about it. What were your thoughts?
I enjoyed both of the matches themselves.
I did too.
It's kind of weird because I felt like it's such an emotional roller coaster for the fans to have 2 in one night.
Mm-hmm.
As much as deserving as the women are to have theirs, it's just like it almost was overkill to a point where like, damn, I just watched the men's Rumble. You get all excited for it, and then damn, I got to get my emotions going again for the women. I just felt like the crowd reaction was good, but it wasn't what I expected because they had already seen a Rumble.
Right.
It was like, damn, we're watching it again just with women. So, I love the, to see the old school girls, Trish and Lita.
Yeah, that was great.
Beth Phoenix.
Molly
Holly.
Yeah, Beth
They
Phoenix.
all look good. Beth Phoenix looks like she could still go right now.
Yeah.
Trish never ages, you know, so it's like it was good for that to see that part.
Yeah.
I just felt like just from a reaction from the crowd and just for me personally, it's like, man, I'm excited for them, but I feel like 2 in one night is a lot to take in.
Yeah, I think part of the enjoyment for me was taken away by the fact that the ring ropes are so dang high. If they're doing the women's over the top rope battle royal, they should have lowered the ring ropes for the ladies because most of the women participating had to really jump to be thrown over the ring, and it looked really awkward.
Yeah,
there's some taller women. Michelle McCool comes to mind.
Yeah,
but it was too tall. I don't know if they could do like over the second rope.
They've talked about that before, and they've done women's rumbles like that where it's over the second rope or over the top.
They wanted to be,
but they want to be equal.
I totally get that, but the height problem, there's no way around that.
Yeah,
if you're short, you're short.
Because if you're gonna do that, Alexa could never be in it.
No, because you're gonna heave her.
She would like die if you threw her over the top rope.
Yeah.
So it's like, they have to make an adjustment going forward.
Now, that's not to say that they could have done it a little differently. Like instead of having one person eliminate, everybody got eliminated by 2 people to make it a little bit more believable. All that being said, overall, pay-per-view wasn't horrible.
No.
I like the men's Rumble. I love that Shinsuke Nakamura won.
Yep.
Did you notice all of the talk that Cena was doing in the ring?
Yep.
Shinsuke, go.
Yeah.
Shinsuke, go. I'm like, dude, a camera's on you right now?
Yeah.
Dude, kayfabe me, bro.
No, I think that's his thing though. He talks in all the rumbles. He runs his mouth. I think
No. He was telling Shinsuke to go. He was telling him to move, like start the sequence.
Yeah.
They didn't take it that way. I thought it was just him and running his mouth.
No,
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was watching
he was directing traffic.
Who's directing traffic? Yeah. I'm glad they didn't put it Cena get the win. I'm glad Roman didn't get the win. Love that Shinsuke got it. And I love that Asuka won the Rumble.
Yep.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And then that weird ending
with
I think
Ronda Rousey.
The Rousey things kind of took a lot of wind out of the sails for the Rumble for me.
See, people were complaining like she took away from Asuka's moment, and like even the girls on Twitter, they were already hating on Ronda Rousey.
I think that's
and
game,
they're
though.
sending out. I think they're legitimately like girls like Sasha. Where does she go from?
I'm not saying they're not. I think they're legitimately upset. I think them on Twitter is partly show, but I think
some of it is, but a lot of it is they can use that to their advantage to get their message out there too. But she took away from Asuka's moment, and people were complaining. I'm like, first of all, Asuka's had 2.5 years of moments. She hasn't lost.
Yeah, no shit.
She was in the ring. She won it. She had her chance to celebrate, stand on the ropes. It ain't like Ronda came out right away. You know what I mean? Right. So it was like, that was the best way to introduce her to the audience, in my opinion. I mean, obviously she looked nervous and she's going to have a lot of work to do, but I'm glad that she signed a full-time contract, which means she'll be doing house shows on the road, she needs the European tours, the whole. So she's completely bought in.
She's not Lesnar.
So I respect her for that. Seems like she's very passionate about it, and she's here in Orlando training, so good for her.
What I liked about the pay-per-view itself was I did like the fact that the men's rumble really early and gave enough of a gap and had the women go last.
Yeah.
I like the idea that I like the idea that the women last anyways, but they didn't do it like rumble to rumble. Because I think it like JB was talking about fatigue. If you did rumble match to rumble match, then it would have been total fatigue.
Yeah, I mean,
that would have been 2 hours.
It's like having 2 championship matches back to back. They don't do that. But
it does. It hurts.
My favorite was the crowd counting down and doing the 2, 1.
Yeah.
I thought
what do you think about the Roddy Piper references though for Ronda's?
What do I think about it?
She was noted, but his family is the one.
So they're cool with it.
That's his jacket. She was wearing his jacket.
Yeah, his son gave her that jacket.
That was Roddy's jacket. That's not a knockoff.
That's why it was so big.
Okay.
Yeah. And the family was the one that said they want her to sort of carry on his legacy, and that because you use the font and use that attitude and use everything. So the family totally wants her to run with it, and that was
good stuff.
She's going to come out with that jacket, I'm assuming, a lot because that was Rowdy's jacket. So I'm sure that'll be coming some way. But
good deal.
So
a lot of merch.
Yeah. The other matches were okay. I'm not going to say they were spectacular. The Rollins, the Jordan Barr match was okay until the weird ending.
Well, he's out for a year, possibly.
I know.
He's oot.
And then, the whole AJ Sammy KO thing, that was, I don't know. That was a weird match.
We're getting it again, so I hope you enjoyed it the first time.
Yeah, but this time it's going to be triple threat, little different. And then the Lesnar Strowman Kane was what I expected. Is beat the crap out of each other. That was it. So
yeah, there wasn't anything spectacular about that. It was it enjoyable? Yeah. Maybe we have our expectations a little too high. I thought, for what it was, the Rumbles were good.
But JB won.
Congratulations.
Let's hope we can go on another 7th-month streak again this year.
The other thing that happened after the Rumble, because we were here last week, was Jonathan Coachman, the coach, has returned to WWE full time.
My eyes are up here, Coach.
Yeah, he is now doing commentary on Raw. He replaced Booker T, which has now created even more controversy because now it's coming out that apparently Corey Graves was the one who got him kicked off of Raw because they had some tension.
Shuck it, duck it, quack.
Well, you guys remember that was a month ago, and Corey said something on air, and we thought Booker T was like playing a role, but he like reacted weird to it.
Yeah,
he kind of gave him a look like, don't say that again.
Yeah,
and I think that's where it started, and like they've just been going back and forth, and to the point where Booker T himself said like if he ever saw him, out in the streets, he would deal with it. And basically Corey's the reason that he's not on Raw right now. Well, some people enjoy that, but
But here's the thing: Booker T being on Raw didn't make sense because wasn't that Otunga's spot?
Yeah,
wasn't that David Otunga?
And then he left to do a movie, and Booker T came in to temporarily replace him. Temporary,
yeah.
And then
it's only 6%.
I know. And then Booker did such a good job that when Otunga came back, they didn't want to replace Booker.
Well, plus
he had some
legal issues there.
Yeah. Well, that was but that happened after he came back because he was back for a while with the company, but Booker they were having a good time with Booker, and that was
and I like Booker T. Don't misunderstand me. I want to make sure that he understands that just in case we bump into each other. In
I like Booker. I like Booker on commentary.
I like Booker. I don't necessarily like him on commentary. I think sometimes he gets too.
He's better on the pre-shows.
Correct. He's better in small doses. Is the best way of saying that. And he's
just better as a match analyst, given his expertise as opposed to being a color guy.
Right. And the thing about it was, I do I dislike Coachman? No. But when is Renee Young going to get her due? They have a spot they need to fill. cross the line, kids. Put Renee Young there. She does great.
I don't think they're going to throw her into that spot first. They may put her in
NXT.
They may put her in NXT or something.
I could see that.
To kind of test it out first. I don't think they're going to throw her into the lead announce team without any experience doing that. I mean, I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Too. So, I think you'll see it eventually.
Well, I have to admit, what the Coachman thing was weird is I missed Raw and SmackDown last week because I was just out of the country. I never caught back up. I never even read because it was, I knew we weren't, stuff going on.
Much.
No, what I missed was number one, I turn on Raw and Raw doesn't look like Raw because they got a whole new video package. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then all of a sudden the commentary starts. I'm going, that's not, because they didn't introduce him. They just started talking. I'm going, that's not Booker T. I'm like, is that Coach? And all of a sudden they go, and I'm here with Coachman. I'm going, so I immediately went online and Googled Coachman WWE and I read the articles. I had no idea what had happened because I was out of the loop. So I was like, oh, well, that was interesting while I was gone. That's always fun. Yeah. So
it's fun. It's interesting.
All right. So on to Raw is okay. So
I wish it was Raw as War.
Raw as War. Okay, well, I will say, though, we opened up the show with Roman versus Bray.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Thank you.
What is it with these new video packages they're doing on both shows now where they have them in the back? Like, it's not selfies, but they're like these weird.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in like the 90s again.
In a way. And go ahead.
Go ahead.
I kind of like them.
I was about to say, I kind of like them.
I kind of like it.
It was jarring.
I wish it was less scripted, of course.
Yeah.
But, I don't like starting the show off with it as much this week. I thought it was funky.
Yeah.
But I do like, and I think the SmackDown ones are just better. I think the SmackDown ones are better, or like the Miz. The Miz's that he did Monday was really good.
Well, the one on SmackDown that sticks out was the Gable and Shelton ones with the words and stuff like that. That was just fun and interesting, and it was good. But we start out with that match, and Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, just.
They had some good matches last year in their rivalry that they had.
But it makes me wonder, is Bray finally back on track with the company because they're putting him, he lost, but they put him in this position. He basically got shoved out of the Matt Hardy thing. And even when Hardy comes out, he doesn't get a reaction. Bray's still getting the reaction. So I'm wondering if maybe this is a sign that.
Kind of tired of his laughing all the time in his promos.
Well,
it kind of irks me.
A small piece of news that happened last week.
Was that Matt or the Hardy now owns Broken?
No,
Borash is over.
Jeremy Borash is now part of the family.
Yeah,
and so hopefully the Broken stuff will get better because Borash was kind of like the brains behind that.
But I suppose they're not going to use the Broken. They're going to keep Woken because they
Doesn't
want to own
matter.
it.
It's falling flat.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they can resuscitate it at this.
Sure,
point.
they can.
They have to really.
He did the thing. He did the whole delete thing.
I
and people
have
popped
zero interest in his character.
I think that they can. If they start doing a little bit more, like if he takes like 2 or 3 weeks off of TV and they go film some vignettes like they did in the past, I think that they could do it. I think they could resuscitate that bad boy.
Well,
they need Vanguard 1.
I was going to say that's exactly what they need. They need Vanguard.
Well, see,
1.
I didn't catch the original act.
Yeah, they need
so
Vanguard
this
1.
is the first I'm being exposed to this. So for this audience that doesn't really know the history, this is what we're getting, and it's like, okay, this is the big hype, huh?
I don't want King Maxwell. I don't want Senior Benjamin. I don't want any of that stuff. I just want Vanguard 1 because that was the funniest part.
I think Jeff needs to be a part of it too.
No, that's fine
because he carries some of the load.
Yeah.
Senior Benjamin, I could probably do with. Rebby, could leave her the F out.
Yeah,
she's horrible. King Maxwell, he did a video not too long ago, and it was like Max was in it. I thought that was pretty cool. I just don't. I don't want it to be a carbon copy, but the next evolution in that character would be good. Now that Borash, which let's stop for just one moment and think about this: Jeremy Borash, the voice,
Mr. TNA,
the voice of WCW when podcasting was started.
Yep.
Web-based TV and podcasting was launched. Borash was the first one with WCW.
Yep.
Then he went with TNA, and he's been like one of only 2 dudes who were from the beginning.
Yep. Day one-ish.
And now he's in WWE. And that's a hell of a tenure.
Yeah. So
really is.
it's interesting. Next up, we had the continuing burial of the Revival as they were fed to Finn and Carl Anderson.
They are.
And I heard the word fed is about the best way I can put it.
They're not long for this company.
No,
I'm telling you, man.
It's so sad.
Ring of Honor or TNA. I tell you, once they go to TNA, it's on like Donkey Kong because they came up through NXT and they got all that character training.
Yeah.
And when they land on TNA or Ring of Honor, they're going to decimate.
They'll do Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
Ring of Honor will snap them up in a
decimate.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
They're a better fit for Ring of Honor, I think.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Revival going up against the Briscoe brothers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course. Are they in TNA?
No, they're in Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I'd rather see Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Well, Impact. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So next up, we had Kurt's awkward segment of the week because apparently
Seems
he
to have a lot
can't
of those
remember
lately.
crap when he's in the ring.
It's going to be against.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
But he does announce the first ever women's elimination chamber
Sexist pig.
participants.
What?
The match was
That's
announced
pretty
last
good little
week.
back and forth feel right there.
Yeah.
Again, shows how good she is to elevate Kurt Angle.
Oh my god, that whole
Never thought you'd say that, huh?
and the thing was, is Bliss had some good
Hang
points
on.
about.
Every time Alexa Bliss comes out,
But
she elevates half the audience.
He got her good though. He's like, you haven't defended your title since October. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was great.
But I like the idea of who they're setting up in this. You've got Alexa Bliss defending her championship against Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sonya Deville,
Yeah.
and Sasha Banks.
One of these things is not like the other. What is going on over there? You're
It's my Alexa going off because I keep saying the word Alexa.
Oh,
I forgot to turn it off.
nice.
So
gotcha.
She's active.
she's active.
She's trying to get a rise out of us.
But it's, I like the idea of the women's elimination chamber.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
They're keeping her and Nia separated for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah.
And Asuka for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So-
Well, no, they're going to set Nia and Asuka against each
Well,
other at
it'll
the
be-
pay per
well,
view.
triple threat's coming, but because Alexa versus either one of them 1-on-1 is looks like a total mismatch on paper. So
Yeah.
you got to throw that third person in there to kind of take some of the heat off of her.
I still think that Nia is probably going to weasel her way into that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Miss Bliss will find a way out of that because I don't see her competing in the Elimination Chamber. I don't see her getting her hands dirty.
No, I think she's going to compete in it.
Bliss?
Yeah, I think Alexa's not getting out of it. She's going to be in it.
Okay.
I think Nia is going to give Asuka her first loss, but it's going to be a loss by DQ or count out, not pin. So they can still say Asuka's never been pinned in the WWE.
Is it going to be Nia who couldn't beat her in NXT, or is it going to be Ronda Rousey?
Well, Ronda, what do you mean? Ronda's going after Charlotte. That's what
she's
I'm
going after Charlotte.
She's going after Charlotte. She's going to SmackDown. She's
All right.
no, Asuka's taking on Alexa at WrestleMania plus whatever else they throw in there. But yeah,
Plus Nia.
Okay.
Nia, so
Plus Nia. Nia on top.
and then we had one of my favorite matches of the week was that Asuka Bayley match.
That was actually good.
That was really good.
But I feel bad. Bailey's not getting any reaction.
No. But Bayley, that is the most in danger Asuka's looked on the main roster.
Yep.
Like there were moments where you're like, you knew she
Well,
was
you
gonna
missed the
win.
one last week. Her and Sasha had a good match last
Did they?
week.
Yeah, I missed it last week. But
Oh yeah, you should go back and watch that when
That was
Sasha
a-
tries to kill herself.
Yeah.
wait, what?
Sasha does a suicide dive or the second rope.
Yeah.
And when she goes out, her feet catch
Caught.
the
Oh.
top rope. And so she literally does that. And like you can see her neck go.
I'll have to go into my Hulu and find that.
And
It's kind of scary.
Asuka tried to catch
Yeah, best way
her
she could.
and not make it look obvious. And she like splunks right down. And I'm
Oh.
like, I literally screamed like, holy shit.
Yeah,
They
it
just
was-
killed Sasha.
Sasha just killed
Killed
herself.
herself.
And
All
then
right, I'll
she
have to go
popped
back and
up and I
watch
was
that.
like, you are crazy.
Yeah, that
But I will
was,
say that was but Bayley looked good. Asuka looked good.
she just showed what she's capable of.
Yeah.
Her problem is her character stuff.
Yeah, Bailey is such a great wrestler.
Yep.
And it's tragic. There's got to be something that she can do.
Well, Sasha's going to do it for her. She's
Turn
going
her-
to turn,
Sasha's going to turn heel.
and then hopefully that'll springboard Bailey back into
I hope so.
a
'Cause
meaningful storyline.
Bailey deserves better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then up we had our next Elimination Chamber qualifying match where The Miz took on Apollo Crews. Miz comes out and does what The Miz does. Cuts a promo from hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it does a great promo.
Just just blows people out of the water.
Eviscerates. Apollo Crews was great.
Apollo Crews talks about how, he's going to win. Now he's going to have the championship and all this stuff. And I'm like, God, he's on so much.
Should be in the title picture. I've been saying it for months.
Just signed a new 4-year contract.
I know.
Miz?
Yeah.
Miz did.
Yeah. Apollo looked good in that match. It was actually a good match for both of them. It was the kind of match that Miz needed to win, though, where he didn't sort of cheat the win.
He's kind of finding his stride. Apollo and that whole little kind of.
Yeah.
They were better as a tag team, I think, with Dana being the manager. There's a place for them.
Yeah.
There's
just trying to find out where they fit in. I think now they're just kind of getting comfortable.
Have you heard the rumors of Bobby Lashley's coming over?
Yes.
That's going to be a problem because you can't have 3 dudes that look the exact same.
No, put him on SmackDown.
Well, he'll be fighting Lesnar probably.
No.
Lesnar won't have the title though, but we'll discuss that later.
No. All right.
That's actually 2. First of all, you got 2 MMA fighters, legit badasses, and with college amateur backgrounds in wrestling. So they actually will probably put on a damn good match.
Should.
Yeah,
hypothetically.
it's how it's booked.
On paper.
How it's booked.
Yeah.
So then we had...
I hate when we say that.
The Jason Jordan injury of the week.
Jesus Christ.
So it's supposed to be Jordan and Seth getting their rematch against the Bah for the titles. And Jordan once again injures himself, which now we're finding out is a legit injury and maybe out a year.
Yeah, he's been injured. Like all the stuff that they've been quote unquote injuring every week has been.
That's why they've been dialing him down.
Yeah,
he's had a legit injury. So now he had surgery today as we record this. Surgery today.
But we had the Bar versus Seth and Roman Reigns because Roman once a show is not enough. You had to have him twice in a match.
I almost turned off the TV. I was like, "Are you effing kidding me?"
Now I will say one of my favorite moments of the whole match was when the Shield mocked the Bar. What they did the whole Bar thing in the corner. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of neck injuries, the word is Sheamus has a bad injury and his career could be cut short.
Yeah,
within the next year.
That's sad.
He could be transitioning backstage.
He is having a run right now. That's sad.
Yeah, he's got the same problem that put Edge out.
Yeah,
and that's why a few weeks ago when he went back to Ireland.
Yeah,
he was doing some special traction stuff. He had some doctors take a look at his neck. And
if I was Cesaro, I'd be worried.
Why?
Yeah, without Sheamus,
I don't know.
Gonna be floundering like
I think he's going to flounder like it was.
They can elevate somebody else. Cesaro and Sheamus aren't great because of Cesaro and Sheamus individually. As a team, they're great. They can find somebody to stick with him.
But you would keep Cesaro as a tag team though.
Oh yeah,
he seems better as a tag team. When he was with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah,
he was really good with Tyson Kidd. He's been good at the Bar.
Right.
He's even the stuff he did for a while with Swagger when they were in We the People. He was really good. He is a good tag team wrestler.
That's right. And not that he's a bad singles wrestler because he had some great singles matches.
He still has the charisma.
But he's just better. He's a better fit in a tag team. That's why I say if they put him with somebody like I don't know. Oh God, who would be a good tag team for him? Who's a big dude, a brutal guy that could
compare him with Kaz when he comes back.
Yeah, it wouldn't be horrible. Big Kaz.
Could do that.
Wouldn't be bad. I mean, gosh.
Because Lord knows his singles run is not long.
Yeah. No. So I think that they could probably pair him with somebody maybe who's in the back who hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Then we went on to the main event. We had Braun Strowman.
Oh my God.
Versus John Cena.
And
Elias,
who
now
has star written all over him.
Going into that match, who did you think was going to win that match?
I figured it was going to be Cena.
Me too.
See, I didn't think Cena.
Yeah?
I thought Braun possibly.
Yeah, I thought Cena was going to win because I don't understand what they're doing with Cena, other than he's elevating talent, and that just doesn't seem his style.
Well, he even knows he's on the back end of his career.
Right. I think that night in Philly opened his eyes a little bit. Of course he's from Boston, so that probably didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But he can see it. I mean, he's even transitioning into Hollywood and other stuff. So he knows now his role has changed. I mean, he'll have one or maybe even 2 more runs before he's done.
Yeah.
But you know,
But it was a good win for Elias.
you don't have to worry about him main eventing WrestleMania. So
Didn't Braun Strowman win?
No,
Elias
won.
Oh.
Elias pinned Cena after after Strowman destroyed him.
So I fast forwarded that, and all I saw was Braun Strowman walking out of the ring with his chest on fire.
No.
Elias, like that's why I said Elias is the next.
Elias got the
next up and
win.
coming.
Good for him.
Could be the superstar of the year this year.
Is that your choice now, Elias?
Early
for
season
2018?
prediction. Sure to go wrong.
Yes,
sir.
So right now,
It worked out so well for Baron Corbin.
He I was that close, man.
JB jinxed
one
it.
tweet ruined it all.
One tweet to ruin them all.
One tweet ruined my prediction.
so we have 5 guys in the Elimination Chamber so far, 5 gentlemen. We have one more coming next week in a loser match that we'll talk about next week. I'm not even going to talk about it now. But right now we have Elias, Cena, Strowman, Roman, Reigns, and The Miz. So clearly The Miz isn't winning because they're never gonna put him in the title picture because
It's a
that would
shame.
make no sense.
It's a shame.
Unless he was gonna leave the Intercontinental title right away, which I don't want him to do. I don't really
he
want
may
him.
not even make Mania. His wife is due around that time.
Yeah. We'll talk about it, but I still think they're pushing for Roman versus Lesnar, but we'll get into that later.
Well, it couldn't get any more obvious.
Yeah, and well, just as a precursor to what's
Of course
coming
I've been wrong a few
on
times.
Monday's show, we're actually going to do our first round of fantasy booking for this year's WrestleMania on our Monday show.
Yeah.
We're gonna write it down. We're gonna do our first picks and see how wrong we're gonna be by
is
then.
excited, ladies and gentlemen.
So hang on. So is Seth Rollins in the list on a Elimination Chamber?
No, he's out.
He's out because he lost, right?
Yeah.
So who would they put in the list? Who would they put on there?
Who's wrestling? Oh, now you can look it up. Hold on, I didn't write it down. They're having a match on Raw next week to determine who will be the next person. And I think it's Bray, Hardy, who else? Apollo and somebody else. Like the 4 guys that lost their qualifying matches are all in it.
So Seth's in that.
Was he in one of the qualifying matches?
I don't know. You said he lost. So he's not.
No. He was not in it at all. I don't think he was in it at all.
I think Seth goes in
So we'll see.
because they're gonna change because now he doesn't have a tag
He's
team
on the
partner.
solo act now. Yeah,
Might as well.
got to get him somewhere.
He can curb stomp his way to the top and then get thrown out. And it doesn't matter. Braun Strowman's going to kill everybody anyway.
Probably.
Have you seen the meme on social where everybody's expecting Braun to come in and just flip the elimination chamber?
That's
That'd be
funny.
hilarious.
All right. So before we move on to SmackDown Live, I once again want to thank the Funky Buddha Brewery for your 2018 Maple Bacon.
Man, I got to go
coffee
get some
board.
of that stuff.
Dude, 72-pound,
so
10-ounce
good.
baby Buddha.
Man.
Thank you for your lovely nectar of beer.
All right. So on to SmackDown Live. All right. So we start out with Shane in the ring. I don't even know where we're going with this. It's way overwritten. It's way overacted.
They're trying to they're trying to stretch it to WrestleMania.
It's unneeded emotion. You know,
There's a double swerve here.
It-
I feel like it's too obvious the way they're trying to
just the
make
lines
you
they're running.
think it's going.
Oh, you're allowing the 2 of them to manipulate you. It's just Shane saying it to Daniel, and that you're living through KO, and Daniel making the comments like, "Well, I'm doing what's best for us," and and I'm giving them an opportunity, and the 2 guys that you hate the worst are going to beat the crap out of each other. Ba 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 ba. I'm like, oh my god.
Meanwhile, on YouTube, the Ascension and Breezango are still having fun.
Yeah,
I actually had a match this week.
I know, right?
I know.
Crazy.
Connor's like 400 pounds now.
It was his birthday.
ate
All those pancakes.
like he's eating whole chickens or something before these matches.
He's not gluten-free, people. I'm just throwing it out there.
What I thought the next match I was very surprised with was actually the Liv Morgan Charlotte match.
Yeah.
I thought Liv looked pretty good.
She's getting better.
She fought Charlotte. I mean, you knew Charlotte was winning. Eventually, when Charlotte turned that gear, she crushed her. But
Liz
for a while
is gonna have to do something and like be a great wrestler to outshine the fact that she is a smaller carbon copy of Carmella.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
So if you look like Carmella, you better be able to wrestle, because the one thing that Carmella is not awesome at is wrestling.
Yeah.
But the one thing
she's a
she
great
can
talker.
do, is talk.
She's a great talker,
Yeah.
but she's not a great wrestler.
Yeah. But I was surprised. I really was shocked. And
That was
again,
great.
the Riot Squad just looked good.
Speaking of Carmella, though, where are they going with her? She got, 2 months to cash that thing in? No, just through the summer.
No,
she has it for a
just
year,
through the
right?
summer,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
for
she's
4
got
years.
it to whenever the next pay.
Oh, she's cashing it in at Mania. There's no way around it. She's going to cash in at Mania.
You think so?
Yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Where has she been? Was she on last week's show? I didn't miss it, but she was on this week's show at all. She disappeared. I didn't see her at all.
She did some backstage stuff.
Yeah, she was around.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I was expecting her to come out.
I think she had Patriots hangover or something this week.
That could be
She
too. I was totally expecting her to.
Well, but she's from Staten Island. Why would she be
She used
hangover?
to be a Patriots cheerleader.
Oh,
and
did she?
she's from New England.
She's really from
She's
New
from
England.
Connecticut.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
But she it was really, I was surprised how good Liv looked out there and the reaction they're getting. The Riot Squad's getting a good reaction.
All
Solid.
three of those girls are solid as rocks, man.
Yeah.
All right.
They're
So then
good.
we had the Usos coming out to give us a lesson on the meaning of the word lockdown.
Boy,
Because we run this place.
that is
Run this
that was
place.
a long ass promo.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. It's
When you feel that hair on the back of your neck.
So did they tease a little tension with the I don't even know what the hell their name is. The
Bludgeon
the
Brothers?
Bludgeon Brothers.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
So I guess they're next up.
I hope not.
might as well. I mean, there's nobody else they're going to put
No.
out on TV.
I hope
It's not like the Ascension or
I still
Breezango.
think Gable and Shelton are going to win it at some point.
I think eventually they are too, but I don't think they think they're ready yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a weird.
just long. Like a lot,
long.
a lot of their
It's
stuff
just-
has just gone too long.
So, and then we had a top 10 list. And I say that questioning as in a list that was supposedly voted on by the roster, but they couldn't vote for themselves.
What do you want to do to kill time this week? Let's do a top 10 list. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Didn't they have something like that at Impact?
For a while, yeah. But
And we see how well that went for them.
it was a ranking thing, and it wasn't like they were saying people were voting on it. And you were already setting up tension because the New Day were ahead of Uso. Rusev wasn't on the list at all, and he's the most over thing on SmackDown right now.
Well, every day's Rusev Day.
Yeah, I mean that thing is
know where the hell
so
that came
over
from.
out of nowhere. How
Yeah.
is that on the list?
It's the dumbest thing.
And of course, AJ's number one. That made sense,
Right.
but it was
they
just
could
like,
actually use that and play it into a storyline.
But
Go
ahead. Sorry.
Like for like Randy Orton, which is kind of precursor to my still going forward to our topic show, but he could use that I'm number 9 ranking just to do what he's doing now. Like I'm gonna RKO everybody that's in front of me because there's no way in hell I'm the 9th best person on this roster.
Right.
You guys are, overlooking me, forgetting about me type of deal, and just have him go plowing through the roster and kind of revive his character a little bit.
Absolutely. And
just give him a hefty
So they could
bag.
use that to their advantage and, make something out of it.
And the credibility of this list is crazy because, like, starting at number 10, of course,
10, yeah.
Ty
Ty
Dillinger. And I'm
Dillinger.
like, whoa, you're talking about a dude that hasn't been on TV for
Exactly.
6 months?
Yeah.
I had a Rusev
I had a Rusev.
Exactly.
and Aiden English.
That is a crock of crap.
Or the Bludgeon Brothers, which are other big tag team,
Look,
or
Dolph
guys,
Ziggler.
guys.
or any of the Riot Squad, or Dolph Ziggler, or
Yeah,
look, WWE, if you're listening, here's the deal. We know that the match outcomes are predetermined. I'm not going to say fake, but we know the outcome is predetermined. But our credibility can only stretch so far when you create this stupid ass top 10
do you
list.
mean credibility or suspension of disbelief?
Suspension of disbelief or credibility can only be stretched. I mean, like,
Their credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, I understood where you were
I'm
going
with you. Thanks for ruining my flow.
I'm not ruining it.
So anyway, we can only suspend belief so far to where a guy that hasn't been prominently on TV for months is number 10 on your list. That's because his gimmick is 10.
And he came out 10th in the Rumble.
And Russo is selling
Can't
out.
even make out.
Russo is selling out freaking calendars where every day is labeled Rusev Day. So much so. Did you not hear this?
no.
So they did a pre-order. I want to see. I'll probably get the numbers wrong, but they did a pre-order of
on
calendars.
WWE.com, on the shop.
Yeah, WWE.com did the thing, and all 12 pictures were either Rusev or Rusev and Lana.
Okay.
And every day of the month, at the bottom of the month, is a little red sticker that says Rusev Day.
So it's a calendar.
1 through 30 or 1 through 31, but every day of the week is Rusev Day because it's national holiday. It's Rusev Day.
Oh,
I think
my
they did
God.
about a $2,000 or 2,000 unit order.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Wow.
So they just did another $5,000 order and they can't keep up.
I might buy one of those. It'd be funny.
That's funny as hell. I don't know how much they are, but
That's awesome.
I mean, you got a guy that, I mean, it's Rusev.
Yeah.
Remember 6, 7, 8 months ago, it's like tweeting out, I'm sitting here with nothing to do. Now it's Rusev Day with Aiden English.
Every day.
It's just crazy.
Oh, he's revived English. We thought English was basically going to be let go in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Could we please get Aiden English's song to be Skinny White Boy? That's Dirty White Boy.
Yeah.
Skinny White Boy. I mean, good God. The man, eat a cheeseburger.
No.
Get a tan.
He is white though. Him and Sheamus could have a white off.
Like a white off.
Like
Him,
literally.
Sheamus, and Lesnar.
And Paige.
Paige.
Aiden and Paige have a
Aiden
kid.
and Paige have a kid, it would be clear. We've always said that about him and Sheamus. If Aiden and Paige had a kid, it would be clear.
That is hilarious.
It'd be see-through. You're like, look,
That is hilarious.
he ate a burger.
It'd be like those fish at the bottom of the ocean where you can see through the skin. Like, wow, he ate a burger. See, it's digesting right about there.
Now it'd be really weird if it didn't come out clear. It came out like pitch black, like dark. I mean black dark. I mean like the opposite way. Now that'd be funny.
The reverse albino.
Like the reverse albino is like.
Boy. Well,
Now we've pissed off.
You
all
know
of
who
listeners.
Aiden's married to? You know who Aiden's married to, right?
No.
He's married to Vicky and Eddie's daughter. He married a Guerrero.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he
Saul?
did.
Is that her name?
Huh?
Saul?
No, that's the dude from Star Wars,
No,
Saul Guerrero.
No. She was supposed to go to NXT.
I don't remember what her name
Oh,
is.
she was in NXT for about a week and a half.
That was her name
Yeah.
in NXT. Was
Saul-
I think
Saul
it was
Guerrero?
Saul Guerrero, yeah.
She was in NXT for about a week
She
and a
didn't
half.
last.
Wasn't that her name over there?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it
She was there so long. Speaking of Rusev, we did have Rusev
Rusev Day.
taking on Bobby Roode for the U.S. Championship.
Good match. Slow.
They've killed him, by the way.
Well,
Bobby?
no.
He's getting no reaction.
Yeah, but I will say, I love when Aiden came out to sing and the words with the bouncing Rusev head.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I looked up. I was taking notes and doing some stuff as he started singing, and usually I don't watch when he sings. I like listening to him because their lyrics are hysterical.
Right.
And I happened to look up and went, and looked down, and obviously I did that double take. I'm like, wait a minute, was that a bouncing Rusev? And you just watch his head bouncing across the screen.
There's not gonna be a Cupid.
Oh my
Because
god.
just like this town, that holiday is stupid. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Who'd have thought he'd be more popular than Lana?
Oh my god.
At this
And
point.
That's true.
he is just both of them are over and reinvented their careers and I love this Rusev, the goofy Rusev. And then he goes out there and has brutal matches.
Yeah,
Bobby
why
Roode.
not?
Bobby Roode, you talk about Bobby Roode not having a reaction. Roode just needs to do one simple thing.
Lose?
No, turn heel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, turn heel.
Stop this overacting crap.
Right.
Stop the whole hands
Well, they wanted
thing.
him to replace Cena as the top face.
Yeah, and it's not going to
And
work.
It's not
It's not
working.
his style.
Here's the crazy thing,
Not with that
WWE.
gimmick, no.
Just let the guys go out and wrestle.
Beer Money, he
Let-
could have pulled that off. But
Let
not-
the faces and the
Yeah.
heels work themselves out with the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, like they did the whole stupid thing with the monster amongst men. You know, he's got a horrible heel and everybody should hate him. He's the most over thing on Raw. Everybody loves him.
He did cheered, yeah. But that's the thing with Roode is just let him go out there and do his thing. Let him go out there and be Bobby Roode. And
Yeah.
I think that's what it's not helping with, especially when you have somebody like Bobby Roode who's we have pre-ideas of what he should be.
Mhm.
With what he did in TNA when he was in Team Canada, and then with Beer Money, and when he was Bobby Roode there, we know what he can do. This is a poor version of what he can
Yeah.
do. He's holding back.
Here's what they should do, and I hate to say this, they should take away that song
Oh yeah, the song.
and then give him like a not so much like a 2001 like Flair used to do, but they should just let him do exactly what he's already doing. Just let him be the modern incarnation of Ric Flair.
yeah.
But give him some type of
He needs
real.
a stable.
Yes, he does.
He needs to create a stable and be the head of a stable as a heel
Yeah.
to get him back going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that. I just think that he needs to get rid of a few other things too. He needs to get rid of. I don't mind the glorious thing, but the whole finger rolling and that just
Well,
it's
it's all for reaction.
it's overreaction.
Yeah.
It's horrible. You know, it's just and the glorious thing when he did it in NXT, it was I'm glorious and you suck.
Right.
And that's why it worked. It worked there for that reason, because it wasn't him saying, I'm glorious, love me. It was, I'm glorious, deal with me.
Well, yeah, he was arrogant as a heel,
Yeah.
but he's pandering now.
And
as
now
a
it's
face.
exactly.
and
now
it's too much.
It's a
Yeah.
face that doesn't work because everybody agreed. Yeah, you're great. All right. Now what?
The one cool thing that I've been doing lately in the last couple months, I've been listening to Killing the Town
Okay.
with Cyrus and Lance Storm,
Yeah.
Don Callis.
I don't know if I could listen to that. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd fall asleep and wreck my car.
You would be amazed the insight that you get into the industry,
Oh, I'm sure.
and the real wrestling logic that Lance Storm puts out there, because he's a teacher.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his Storm Wrestling Academy, I mean, he's got a lot of people who are on the
Famous.
roster now, you know, but he talks about that, and he talks about wrestlers who they'll get into a position, and what they should do is, you know, let the moment breathe. And instead of letting that moment breathe and be really organic, Bobby Roode is constantly doing the finger rolls and just to get the crowd to pop glorious. He needs to go heel. He needs to drop the glorious thing, and he needs to just be the heel Ric Flair-esque, but be his version of
God, him and Ziggler in the stable will be the money.
Totes my goats,
my
man.
God.
And that's the guy. That's exactly the person I'd like to see more pattern after is Ziggler from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When Ziggler was just an angry son of a bitch. And
Speaking of, what in the blue hell comes out and does the Rumble?
yeah, and it disappeared again.
What's up with
He's
that?
making his official return next week.
Yeah,
I
he's
hope-
coming back.
I hope they address the weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so
it's stupid.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we had my favorite promo of the whole week, which was Gable and Shelton in the back. That whole video package was great with the words. And my favorite line of the week was, "You've got jokes, we've got the punchlines." That
Yeah, I
was
figured.
such an amazing turn.
They needed that.
on phrase that was so perfectly placed and angry sounding. And that's why, like, you can tell they've toned Gable back a little bit. He's obviously not doing the Ready Able Gable anything
He's more
anymore.
cocky.
He's more cocky and he's arrogant in a way he wasn't with
That's Shelton
Jason
Benjamin.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin's influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great though.
Yeah.
You know
they're
those
finding
riders.
they're finding their footing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know those riders when they came out with that line, clapping themselves on the back. Oh,
Yeah.
Vince is gonna love this.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
my favorite
good.
line of the week.
That's
By
good.
They
far.
have a lot of they kind of like when the bar first got together, we didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
We just felt like they were throwing people together. But like now we can kind of see the potential that they have. They can make a nice run with the titles at some point.
If you got two guys who are proficient, who know how to wrestle, tell a good story, and have a modicum of chemistry, they can go over. Sheamus and Cesaro a year and a half ago, we were bitching about those 7 match.
Oh, yeah.
It's best of 7.
Oh my
The
god!
best of 7 that turned to best of 45.
And then Foley made him a tag team, and we were like, "Oh, hand me the gun! I'd like to blow my brains out, please."
and they're amazing.
And now they're really like, "Oh, okay, I really kind of get that."
Yeah.
I think Benjamin and Gable have the same. You know, Benjamin hasn't shined yet.
Yeah.
Gable hasn't gotten to that level yet. But Shelton's been back. He needs to be able to start shining.
Yeah.
If he can really do that alongside, you know, Reddy Gable and Player One, you know, it would be a tremendous thing.
Yeah.
And God knows that whole tag team division needs more people because it's tiring seeing the same crap.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
So then the main event of the evening was Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens for the right to face AJ at Fastlane.
Which we knew no one was going to win.
Yeah, we
this.
know. But I will say KO made me laugh when he yelled at Sammy, "Stay down. I'm the one that wins the titles." I was like, all right.
Yeah.
That was fairly interesting
And true.
and
Yeah, exactly.
true. Because they referenced it earlier, and when he yelled at him, I'm like, that's really kind of funny that they referenced back to that comment. That, you know,
By his own admission, he's been in the shadows. So
yeah.
That's true.
you know.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was, and then you knew AJ was getting involved. I mean, there was no way around it that he wasn't getting involved. But the way he lost is cool, and I like how they played it up. The idea, the comment said he was never touched, because he wasn't. Sammy never really touched him. Sammy leaned towards him,
Yeah.
put his hand on his chair, and then AJ just lost his mind. and then gets in the ring and starts yelling and screaming. And I was waiting for him to go, I'll just take them both on again. And Daniel to come on and go, that's a great
I'll
idea.
do that for you. Yeah.
I'm a lollipop kid.
Yeah, it's just like,
Lollipop
so now we're going to get a triple threat match with Sammy, KO, and AJ.
Yay.
For the last time, thankfully.
Yeah, because we're going on to WrestleMania after that
Yes.
at Fastlane.
Oh,
which
you
is-
think they're going to stop that
Yeah,
just for
that's a
WrestleMania?
last few.
Well, they have to because
Yeah.
Shinsuke's taking.
Yeah, bro.
we won't see that.
That was the other thing that happened earlier in the show. When they had this segment with AJ earlier, the first segment when he was bitching about things, is Shinsuke in the back going, "I'm going to beat you."
Gonna suck for
For
KO.
Beat
Dude.
WrestleMania.
If the crowd pops half as hard as they did when they stood next to each other 2 or 3 pay-per-views ago, that match, that's the whole reason why I'm excited for WrestleMania.
They need a good month of build-up.
They
They
better.
need a good
Yeah,
month
it'll be
of-
after Fastlane.
It's freaking Shinsuke and
a
AJ.
good month
Yeah.
of build. Not that you need build-up, but they have to really sell this.
And this is where I think they're going to have to really sell this match properly. They're going to have to reference their past.
New
Yeah.
Japan, they're going to have to.
They're going to. I mean, obviously, you can't have matches. You can't show footage. Well, I guess you could.
They've talked
contact
about
New
it
Japan.
though, on air. They
don't
fought
think
in
they would-
Japan. They won't be able
But-
to show the footage, but they can talk about
You could
it.
try. You could try to talk to New Japan, but I don't know if they'll give it up. But you could. But you definitely.
But you don't
have
want
to.
to. You don't even want to show them.
But you
fight,
definitely
having a match.
But you definitely want to talk about
That
their
gives it-
past
that gives it
interaction.
away.
That they know each other. That
Yeah.
these guys know each other backwards and forwards. That this is the
Yeah.
match that either of them could win because they know each other so well.
Well, it's like what they did with Sammy and KO for the myriad of times we saw Sammy and KO.
Yeah.
Like for the first few times they did it in WWE,
Yeah.
like the main roster, they said, the wars that they've had over the years have been incredible. And then the wars that AJ and Shinsuke had when AJ was the leader of another faction.
Yep.
They can do it, but they don't need to. The crowd, the WrestleMania crowd is not the house show
I
or
know.
Raw crowd. They're going to lose their crap.
Oh yeah.
oh, definitely, especially New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Plus, if they sell it right and they get a large Japanese contingent,
Well, that's why they have
Well, I think they're going
Asuka,
to.
and that's why Shinsuke is
Yeah.
in the main, in their respective main events.
truth.
So, the shows were okay this week. I wasn't overwhelmed by either of them, but I wasn't underwhelmed. I was entertained at least.
After Fastlane, they'll go into full mode, but I don't want them to wait that long. You know what I mean? Like we should be.
Well, Raw's going to go. Yeah, because we've got what 2
we
weeks? 2 weeks until Elimination Chamber.
there's
Is
Which one's
Elimination
first?
Chamber a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I thought it was just a regular.
No.
Fastlane, and then
It's
And then Elimination Chamber?
or that was the other way around.
maybe the other way around.
I think it's Elimination Chamber and then Fastlanes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, we've got 2 more WWE pay-per-view / W
And
network
then
specials.
Mania is in April, first weekend in April.
First
Yeah.
week of April.
Yeah. We got a lot to get in.
Yep.
We can make it work.
So
We shall see.
I would like to once again thank the Funky Buddha Brewery out of Oakland Park, Florida, for your 2018 Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. If you happen to find a bottle of this,
Better snatch
Get it.
buy it. I'd also will say, I didn't say it earlier, it has one of the most unique labels.
Yeah.
Because it looks like I don't know, like a flower. But if you look at the flower inside, there's pigs and there's maple leaves, and they use this really cool red reflective foil in it, so it gives a nice sheen to it. It's really an interesting little bottle.
Yep.
When you're ready to put your beer down,
Beer, you're Funky Buddha, so I'm not going to insult you. Just please use a coaster when you set yourself down.
make sure you go over to vintagepressing.com at vintagepressing.com where you can drink coasters, luggage tags, phone cases, and more.
Make sure you find us over at facebook.com/beers and body slams podcast. You can see all of our social posts over there. You can also catch us at Beers Body Slams, because we lost the and in the corporate buyout on Twitter. And you can come over to beersandbodyslams.com. Check out all of our archives. You can see all of our great sponsors. You can click on them. They'll take great care of you just like they take great care of us.
Please download the Untapped app. You can find this wonderful beer in your area with the search feature on that app. You can follow me at GoodOLJB.
You can follow me at Mr. Fluffy as I've officially crossed 1,000. 1,004.
You check in for 2,000 and put yourself on a liver transplant list at the same time.
But you can follow. What was that?
There was phone at you.
You can follow me at the Irish O'Leary as I treat my liver like The Rock treated Cactus Jack. Chair shots to the head.
Oh, make sure you tune in Monday. We're going to do our first round of WrestleMania matches. We're going to kind of set up where we think they're going now. We'll probably make some modifications to this as we go, and we'll see how far we're off by the end.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
This will be interesting. So make sure you tune in Monday. We'll probably overanalyze each matchup too, because that's what we do. And that's it. As always, make sure you keep your pint glasses full and your body slam stiff.
You've been listening to the Beers and Body Slams podcast. Find us online at beersandbodyslams.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Beers and Body Slams podcast. Until next time.
Have a nice day.